Good morning, folks. This is Joe Mull from Ally Training and Development, here to talk with you for just a few minutes about a couple of workplace elements that are critical for any employee to be successful in their job. And these are elements that are directly tied to employee engagement. That is, the degree to which someone is fully invested in and enthusiastic about their job and then works in a way that furthers the interests of their organization, of their team, and of their customers. And in our case here in healthcare, that includes our patients and families. And two of the workplace elements that are critical for success are that the employees know what is expected of them at work and that they have the materials and the equipment that they need to do their job well. We're going to talk very briefly about each of these, and we'll start with the first, that the employee knows what's expected of them at work. That might sound almost common sense, but it's really scary at times how unclear people's job roles are. And it's not just job role, but it's also the expectations that their supervisors have for them. So satisfying this need, that an employee knows what's expected of them at work, certainly starts with the job description, that clear summary of the goals and the tasks and the responsibilities that the person in that position is expected to carry day to day. But as time unfolds for the employee in that position, this also includes access to you as their manager so that they can continue to dialogue with you about what your expectations are for them. Maybe these are expectations about how you expect them to handle certain kinds of situations or execute certain tasks or the goals that you have in mind for specific projects. By having access to you and clearly communicating to them what your expectations are for how they do their job, this will make it more likely that they know what's expected of them at work. Now, the other component that we mentioned is that the employee has the materials and the equipment that they need at work to do their job well. Now, this is important because, first and foremost, you don't want that employee spending their energies on frustration because they don't have the equipment and materials that they need to do their job well. And perhaps more importantly, they're going to be more effective in their role and they're going to be more efficient. So think of the employee who doesn't have the right medical equipment to run tests or to carry out the tasks of their job, or there's not enough equipment, or the equipment isn't in the right place in the rooms of when we're seeing patients. So these can be small speed bumps in a day-to-day role that turn into points of frustration for the employee. And also, this cuts down on their ability to believe that they have everything they need to be successful. So making sure that the employee has the materials and the equipment that they need at work is another critical component of employee engagement. If you want to address both of these elements, a really important first step is to simply ask. When you have a moment, ask the folks that report to you. Do you feel like you know what's expected of you at work? Are there things that you're unclear about? Do you find that you have to spend your energies trying to drill down and understand what's expected of you? Do you have all the materials and equipment that you need at work to be successful in your job? Would you be able to be more effective, or would your job be made easier if there were additional or different kinds of materials and equipment that you had? And the reason that you want to have these conversations, and more importantly, satisfy these two critical elements, is because these two elements are important components of autonomy. When an employee has autonomy, it significantly impacts their motivation at work. And autonomy isn't just independence. Autonomy includes choice. Autonomy includes the ability to be self-directed at work. If they know what's expected of them at work, and they have the materials and the equipment that they need to do their jobs well, their ability to be autonomous in their work is pretty high, and their intrinsic motivation is going to be high as well. So as you move through your role as a manager, make sure that the folks that report to you know what's expected of them at work, have the materials and equipment that they need to do their job well, and the first step in figuring out whether that's the case is to simply ask. If you want to give your healthcare managers the skills and tools they need to keep people firing on all cylinders, be sure to check out Ally Training and Development on the web at www.allytraining.com.